But not only that, this guy,
Hi.
captains Bruno, gets 90 points and he's 5 points behind me now. This is going to be a nightmare. Every show is going to be a pain in the ass. It's going to every decision I make, I'm going to see his little face. Smash that button.
Boom.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tom and Will FPL show. It's Friday. How you doing?
Hello, Thomas. Hello, everyone.
Hello, William.
Welcome to Friday. It's so good to be back. It's so good to be back.
Yeah, it's nice, man. Quiet week. Obviously, it's not an FPL week. FPL seems like such a long time ago. But we thought you'd do a pod because we know you guys miss us if you don't see us on your Fridays.
Yeah.
What have we got on the show for you beautiful people today? Well, I'll tell you, it is Wildcard time. I have hit the button. I'll go through my first draft Wildcard team, get Will's thoughts and feedback. I think Will's knocked up a little draft as well, just to see how it differs. Obviously, with the massive caveat that these teams are going to change heavily after the FA Cup results. We've got the FA Cup games next week, and then we'll know how the doubles are looking. At least who will be doubling. Yes. When they double is another conversation, but we know what teams we'll need to start targeting when those games happen. We'll find out. Yep. So yeah, we'll talk wildcard. We're going to talk England because it's the international break. England are playing tonight. We are kicking off the Thomas Tuchel era this evening, 7:45 against Albania. You excited about that, Will?
I am, actually. I love a little bit of England. I think it's interesting. Nice squad, but we'll talk about that. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah. And then we'll finish the show, as we always do, with Footballer 20 questions. Whose turn is it? I think it's my turn.
Your turn.
Excellent, fantastic. Cool. So that is what we got lined up for you guys. If you are watching on YouTube, please smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.
And if you're listening on the podcast, drop us a 5-star review. That'd be lovely. You can get in touch with us at Tom and Will FPL. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you think about the show. And that's it. Will, how are you, mate? How have you been since last weekend?
I'm absolutely fine today, Tom. I am definitely not slightly hungover, and
I'm hungover.
It was thirsty Thursdays, you know, like the sun was out. The sun was out, so
yes, of course, the sun was out. Find a little beer garden somewhere.
I did indeed. No, so I had a bit of a rubbish day yesterday. I won't go into too much detail. Just being an adult, like one of those things. And it just got to the point where I went at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, well, I'm going to take the dog for a walk, and I'm going to definitely find myself by in the sunshine with a beer. So I texted my friend Ben, and I said, by any chance, 3 o'clock, very unlikely, probably at work, like most adults. Any chance you're up for a beer in the next few hours? And he just texted me a picture of him holding a beer by the river, and he was like, "Come join me." I was like, "Yes."
Oh, nice.
So yeah, a few beers, then went for dinner with a friend of mine, a few glasses of wine. Perfect. But yeah, it's not major. I'm fine. I'm fine, everyone. I'm fine.
Totally fine.
No, I'm good. Yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of a break from FPL, but we guess we should really talk a little bit about last week, no? Because some people had good weeks and some people had bad weeks.
Can we just not talk about FPL just a little bit longer? Just a little bit longer.
I mean, I don't know, let
me hold on to this. Let's talk about England.
Let's talk about England.
I'll tell you what, mate. We could talk about how I finally completed GTA 12 years later. Came out in 2013. I completed it this week.
I love
GTA 5.
He texts me, so everyone, he texts me in the week, just totally random in the afternoon. He's like, completed GTA 5, didn't I, mate? And I was like, sorry, what? I was like, I thought we did that 13 years ago, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and mate, I had that across 3 consoles as well. I got it on the 360, had it on the Xbox One, and then I completed it on my Xbox S. That's incredible, right? By the way, it's not like I'm just terrible at the game when it's 12 years. No. We dipped in and out. We got heavily sucked into a bit of online play. But yeah, it was like unfinished business. I hadn't been playing it for a long time, and I was like, I've never finished it. I'm going back to it, and I got it done. And I feel good about it. I feel good.
It's great, man. It's absolutely...
Closure. I've got GTA closure.
Do you feel
but what
good?
A game, mate.
But look, we're how I don't even know when GTA 6 comes out. Like end of the year.
I thought it was going to be end of this year, but it might be next year.
Madness.
Games always get pushed back. What else have you been up to this week? Mate, you been watching any telly? Because I've been watching some good TV this week that I want to talk about.
Do you know what I started re-watching is White Lotus from season 1 and I've not watched season 3, but I loved season 1 and season 2, and I thought I'm just gonna go back. So I've rewatched season 1, which is just excellent. I've just restarted season 2, but I think you've watched season 3, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm not quite up to that. I think I'm one behind, but yeah, I'm almost up to that. Man, I love it. It's such a good program.
It's a good show, man. So what have you been really watching?
Drive to Survive is back. The Formula One, mate. Honestly, that stuff, like, get it in my veins. That's like the only series nowadays where I just want to watch them back to back. I'll just put the next one on. Oh, gotcha. I'm just gone. I love them.
But go on. Sorry.
No, go on. What are you going to say?
I was just going to say that Lewis Hamilton has poled China sprint race today. So he's in. Yeah, and Lando Norris is in 6th. Verstappen is 2nd. So it's going to be an interesting season already.
I don't care. I'll hear about it next year.
Yeah.
I just stay out of it. I'm not into Formula One at all, but I'm into Drive to Survive.
Yeah, so many people are the same. Like, so they've Netflix and that whole crew. They've really got it better and better and better. But last season was a bit wishy-washy. But I think this season is going to be perfect.
And mate, what I do want to talk to you about. I don't know if you've had the chance to watch it yet, but Adolescence.
This is the 4-part one shot.
Mate,
Tom and I.
Honestly, oh my god,
this is
I'm watching it just like mouth open the whole time. Just like, this is incredible.
So for the viewers and listeners, Tom and I, we've mentioned it, but for the newbies, like, we used to work, or Tom still does, but we used to be like runners and like work in the film industry and ADs and stuff, and this would be our like bread and butter, like shots like this, like one shots on my favourite, like loads of rehearsal, loads of tweaks, like everyone's on board, like it's really hard and it's really technical and it's honestly wicked, isn't it?
It gives me kind of heart palpitations because as a first AD, you're kind of in charge of like operating the floor and queuing and whatnot. Like, imagine setting up an hour's episode where everything's got a dominoes, it's got to go off one after the other in sequence in one shot. Like, imagine if someone screws up like 47 minutes in, it's like, okay, cool, starting that again.
Let's do that again.
But mate, you have got to see what they are doing with the camera. It is absolutely insane.
I've seen a little bit of behind the scenes and I'm like, oh, give it to me. So tonight I'm going to see my friend Christine. Big up Christine. I don't know if she listens or watches, but we're going to go over her boyfriend. He works in the film game as well, and he's like, we need to watch this. And Christine's been like, nope, I'm watching it with Will on Friday night. So we're just going to batter it. We're just going to do all 4 hours easy, no problem.
I'm not gonna ruin anything. I'm just going to talk to you about this. There's this part of episode 2, right?
I've heard,
right, where basically there's like a chase sequence. It starts in a classroom, and then the camera just goes like through a window, and it carries on. And I've just gone, camera just went through the window. How did it do that? I just went, what just happened, right? And I was thinking about that in my head. I'm thinking about it. Meanwhile, the chase is going on. I'm just trying to think, how the hell did that just go through the window in one shot, 45 minutes in? It's not like, okay, now we're going to get a green screen plate here and blah, blah, blah. And basically, I'm still thinking about that. And I'm literally like, I'm going to stop this in a minute and rewind this. Shah's going to hate this. She's going to hate this. Meanwhile, the chase scene is going on, and then the camera becomes a drone, and it goes up in the air, and it just goes 2 streets down, and I'm like, what is going on? How have they done that? We've been shooting for 45 minutes, and then the camera turns into a drone.
So many elements to it. I know.
It's mental. It's so good.
Do you know
and the acting is like phenomenal.
Yeah,
they found like the Lionel Messi of acting. There's he's like, wait, this 11-year-old boy or something like that. I don't know how old he is.
Yeah.
In the episode 3, it's just him in an interrogation room for an hour, and like just this incredible performance. There's no cuts. Do you know what I mean? He is just riffing the whole time. Honestly, mate, it's like every episode is killing me. I'm like, this is just mad. It's absolutely mad. It's amazing.
I love it.
What an achievement. All right, let's talk some football tonight. Thomas Tuchel.
FPL. Oh.
No, not FPL. We're not talking about FPL yet. I'm not ready. Let's talk England.
Okay.
Please.
Let's talk England. Right. Okay, fine. We will get
I am excited about England for the first time in a long time. I actually want to watch the game tonight, which I never do.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued by Tuchel. Did you see his interview the other day?
No.
Where they were like, the guy was like, what was missing from the Euros? And he just goes on this whole like monologue about the excitement and the passion and this and that, and he goes on. I'm listening to him for ages, and I'm just getting lost in what he's saying. I'm like, this is amazing.
This is
just literally. Honestly, you got to watch it. It just got me G'd up. I was like, yes.
Well, this is what he does.
We're gonna win everything. We're gonna win everything.
Like, he is a bit of a in and out, flash in the pan, win stuff, and I'm done. Like just an intense push, and I'm like, I'm in. Although, did you see some of the media stuff was like so wrong? Did you see him hugging Dan Burn?
I did see that.
That's like, we all know how south it's going to go if he doesn't win stuff. Like with the Euros.
So true.
Yeah, welcome to Anyway,
if anyone didn't see the Dan Burn thing, he goes to hug Dan Burn, but his right arm just goes very straight when he did
very
it. And
straight.
Then, like, it was ridiculous. Everyone's just like, oh, old habits die hard.
It's brutal. It's not even fair.
Ridiculous. Yeah, but, it's ridiculous, mate. I hope he smashes it. I really like him.
Me too.
Do you know what I love? When I think Thomas Tuchel, I don't know about you, I always think about that the 8 Mile.
Every time.
Mate, it gets me every time. If anyone hasn't seen it, there's like, he's talking on the sidelines and he's covering his mouth, but it looks like he's holding a microphone, and someone's put like the Eminem 8 Mile track. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. It looks like he's proper going for it as he's talking to like the 4th official. It's brilliant.
It's so good. I love that. So tonight, we're playing Albania, right? Let's talk. Should we have a little talk about the squad or like the team? Who would you pick? I want to hear your pick. Your starting 11.
I'm interested to see who he picks. I was looking at like what we can expect from him, and it's not clear cut. I think he's quite pragmatic he's actually quite good he uses the team's strengths. He's not like, I'm going to play 3 at the back and that's me. It's not like the Man United manager. He's like, oh, I'm going to adapt as I go, because he's played. I looked at there's a wicked article on the Premier League actually, talks about how many times he's played a formation in his whole career, and he's played 4-2-3-1 the most, but he's played like 3-4-2-1 loads as well. So he's quite adaptable. So I think it's all about who he thinks he wants to play. I think the challenge with this, right, is we've got so many great attackers and it's trying to fit them all in, right? So I don't know, maybe I think having 2 number 10s is going to be quite key, because you've got the likes of Foden and Palmer, obviously both of which are out of form at the moment. I can see him trying some stuff. I think it's important to get Lewis Skelly out tonight. I'd like to see Lewis Skelly play, and I think he will, because he's in form and we need a left back. When he was at Chelsea last, he did play with wing backs, and that was when Reece James was banging form. He was scoring every week and assisting. He was a big FPL asset along with Marcus Alonso. So we know that he can get a lot out of his wing backs. So let's see. Obviously, Trent's injured. But Reece James is in the squad and he's in theory fit. So perhaps we'll see his love for Reece James. But yeah, I think it's good to just see. I don't know how much he's going to try new players or he's just going to go for the kind of tried and tested.
Yeah.
As we know, he's brought in Jordan Henderson, right?
Why?
Which just came out of nowhere.
I don't get that. But there's better midfielders out there in that role. I think there really is.
I saw someone, I can't remember who it was. There was a player saying one of the other players saying bringing him in was like a stroke of genius because he is like the glue that just holds everyone together. I mean, mate, he's won everything. His experience is huge, and he's well respected among all players in the Premier League. When we were in lockdown, he was speaking on behalf of all the players in the Premier League. Like they all respect him, and they love him.
Fair.
And if he does play wing backs, he's probably going to play two holding midfielders, right? Yeah. So that could be Henderson and another, whether it's Declan Rice or not. Declan Rice has been doing well in a more advanced role for Arsenal, but I think he probably will sit with Henderson, perhaps. But yeah, I'd like to see Jared Bowen play because he's in form. I mean, Harry Kane will play, but he doesn't excite me.
That's the interesting.
Anthony Gordon deserves a little look in because he didn't play much in the Euros, did he? Bless him. But he's been in form and he's fresh because he hasn't been playing the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the area that I actually look at is that number 9. Like who is the sole striker? Like obviously, I mean, look, Harry Kane is Harry Kane, and his stats don't lie. And he is an absolute poacher, and he does the business. But I mean, he is on his last legs, facts. And
he slows teams down. Like Bayern, the Bayern fans are not loving him at the moment. Although he's getting goals, they all feel like he's slowing the team down a little bit and just holding up the tempo a little bit, which is a shame.
Exactly.
But that's what England fans have been saying for a long time.
Yeah, and it's just a shame because in those attackers, as you mentioned, Phil Foden, why you would have Phil Foden at this present moment, and I know he's dynamite on his day, but Morgan Gibbs-White, we've just I know didn't make it, but then what did we say just earlier? He's come in for Parma.
He came in for Parma, but he's not making the matchday squad tonight,
which is a shame because I know he really deserves a spot, in my opinion. I know that team is fantastic at the moment; they're just gelling. But he is hungry for it, and I'd like to see him over even a Morgan Rogers at the moment, because Morgan Rogers is a little bit hit and miss. I
don't know. I was going to say I'd like to see Rogers play because I don't know if he is hit and miss. I think every game I watch him, he's hit and miss in terms of FPL return.
True, that's a good point.
He's always involved and he's always 100 mile an hour, rock and roll. He's quick, he's skillful, he's involved in everything. And I think he obviously didn't fancy Gibbs-White enough to get him in the initial squad, so I see why he's dropped him out of the matchday squad. Maybe he just feels, look, we've got Eze, we've got Foden, we've got Rodgers, you've got Rashford, Bowen, Gordon. Maybe he's just another attacking midfielder that we could probably go without, which is fair enough.
But yeah, it's going to be good. Obviously, because there's Albania tonight, and then we have another international on.
There is another game.
Is it Wednesday?
Hang
on. No. Monday. No. Monday versus England versus Latvia. Some big games. So yeah, it's a good couple of games to kind of mix it up and see what's working.
Yeah.
But love it.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so no, that'd be exciting. Where you gonna watch it? Where would you watch it?
Well, as I said tonight.
What are you up to today? You said you got a busy day.
I've got to go into my old work today. Really boring. They've lost a load of footage. Pop in there, come back here, walk the dog, do the what are you giggling at?
They've lost a load of footage. It's just funny that we used to work for these guys shooting in-house content for them, and since you've left, they've lost a load of footage, and then you just go back in,
Give me the
and
money.
you're probably going to charge them. Yeah, you're probably going to charge them for the fact.
No, I can't.
You lost your footage, have you guys? It's a shame. I'll see if I can help you find it.
I'm doing a good job because I'd keep the footage for 2 years after. My rule is I keep, just in case, as a backup, I keep it. But the first hard drive, that all of the first stuff that I shot for them seems to have just disappeared. But I feel like I'm going to go in there, go on their server, and it's going to be like, it's right there. Like, what are you talking about? Anyway, but yeah, so do that, come back, walk the dog, and then I am going to North London to get involved with Adolescence.
Oh, lovely.
Right, so surely at this point in the time in the show, we talk about FPL.
Come on then.
Yes.
So obviously,
ole. Lights out football from Willy Bum over here.
you done?
No, not quite done. Liverpool's wheels are falling off. Liverpool, Trent's out. Salah's not signing a contract. No one's going to play next week. Everyone's going home. If Arsenal were any better, if anyone was any better, Liverpool would be out. You've lost the Carabao. You were on for the quadruple. You've lost that, and what's happened is the goes downhill. Sorry, Nan, but it goes downhill, and the knock-on effect is Tom's lost his head in FPL. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. It was a tough week. It was a tough week.
Sorry, mate.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, I support Liverpool. All right. Liverpool got knocked out of the Champions League. They lost the final to Newcastle. Congratulations, Newcastle, fully deserved. Dan Burn, by the way, something else. I'd love to see Dan Burn become a regular England centre back.
Me too.
I'm up for that. Anyway,
me too.
My FPL was going just fine until Bruno Fernandes, and then it all went wrong. I think I was about 150k up, and then I went from 150k up to like 150k down. But not only that, this guy gets captains Bruno, gets 90 points. Spoiler alert, I got 44 points, which is above average, just right. But that's a big old swing, man. And just to make matters worse, I look at the standings, and he's 5 points behind me now. Like, I have been cruising. I've been cruising all year. Like, it wasn't even a thing. There was a point in time where Will actually he threw the towel and he said, "Mate, look, you've won this season. You've got this season. I'm not going to catch you now." I've got this guy right up my arse now, and it's going to be painful. Like, this is going to be a nightmare. Every show is going to be a pain in the ass. I've got to look at his little face every week now. It's gonna every decision I make, I'm gonna see his little face, and anything that goes wrong, it's gonna come up.
Little face.
So after I was in two minds, like, shall I wildcard? Shall I not wildcard? Then that happened, and I was like, smash that button. Boom. I'm not having this. I need to get away from this guy. So the wildcard's been hit. Couldn't be happier about it. Obviously, we are slightly early doors because, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we don't know which teams are going to be blanking in 34 and doubling in 33 and beyond. But we should know which teams are doubling before we kick off game week 30. Whether or not they all go into game week 33, which is when we want a bench boost, that's a different thing. So I've gambled in that respect, but my team wasn't set up for game week 30. It was dead-ended, basically. So I feel good about bringing the guys in I've brought in thus far. So my current wildcard team is as follows, right? Henderson of Crystal Palace, right?
Good shout.
Wan-Bissaka of West Ham.
One of my faves.
Munoz of Crystal Palace, Timber of Arsenal, Milenkovic of Nottingham Forest, Livramento of Newcastle. Midfield, Ismail Assar, Palace, Murphy, Newcastle, Bowen, West Ham, Mohamed Salah, and Minty Fresh from Brighton. Then up top, again, this is provisional before I knew he was injured. I put in Ollie Watkins, I've put in Isak, and I've put in Haaland. I've also got Areola as my sub goalie. So, my thinking with all of this, currently, I've got 3 Palace, 3 Newcastle. We know those guys are doubling in game week 32. Now, I've also... So that's 6 doublers for 32, which is the maximum. So I'm set up for that. But currently, if the predicted results go their way, so I've assumed that Man City will beat Bournemouth in the FA Cup. That means Man City and Villa are going to get postponed and could move to 33. I've currently assumed that Brighton will beat Forest in the FA Cup, that's a 50-50 at the moment. So that would mean Brighton and West Ham are going to double. And then I've also hedged my bets with Palace beating Fulham in the FA Cup. That would mean that Arsenal and Palace will double. So if that's the case, in this team, I've got 2 West Ham assets, I've got an Arsenal asset, I've got a Brighton asset. So basically, with those current assumptions, that'd give me 11 doublers. And at some point, if they were going to 33, then 11 doublers with a couple of subs. And I'm hoping to accumulate 3 transfers before game week 33, so I could swap out the Newcastle lads and potentially get myself up to 14 out of 15 doublers. Plus, I'm going to keep Mohamed Salah because he's playing Leicester in game week 33. So there's obviously a lot of assumptions in there which may not come to pass. A, the results. B, that they all go into game week 33 into a nice little pile ready for a bench boost. We'll see. But the team is good. And basically, I've gone now because Palace, next game week, they've got a lovely little fixture against Southampton. And I wanted Haaland in because he's got a lovely little fixture at home to Leicester. I'm planning on captaining.
I think if anyone's bringing in Haaland and like trying to move stuff around or wildcarding to get Haaland in, you have to captain him. It doesn't make sense if you don't captain him, even though City just are playing so poorly at the moment.
I know it is a gamble. But I've got to say, Mo's been a bit off the boil recently.
Yeah, the wheels.
He's gone off the boil a little bit. So at the moment it's on Haaland. We'll see what happens.
I'm with you. I did a little kind of draft, like just I went sideways with it because you're really attacking the doublers, but I kind of went a different way and kind of looked at like the longevity instead of that 1 week of doublers, but just being like looking at the fixtures, like going forward for the rest of the season. And I threw in I won't go through everything because some of it's the same, but just like the fact that Mateta looks like he could potentially be back soon.
Yeah, because there's every chance that Mateta comes back into my team. By the way, like for Watkins, if he is fit, I was just waiting to see what the crack is with him because against Southampton, mate.
Exactly. So because the thing is obviously we've got the international break. There's going to be injuries, 100%. Like that is the international break, and then there's the FA Cup. There's going to be fireworks and injuries in that at some point. Who knows? Sendings off. It's going to get. Anything could happen as per usual.
If it's anything like the last FA Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
Round, right?
It was ridiculous. But the one thing is, Mateta is not playing for France because he's definitely not well enough recovered yet from his head injury, and he's definitely not going to be playing in the FA Cup. But so that's another few weeks of rest for him. And getting back up to his, he's not been out for that long, but I think he will be back. And that fixture against Southampton, as you just said, TK, is tasty. I kind of brought in, I've got similar Isak in there. He's, for the double. I think Anthony Gordon will be back by that point. Obviously, he's in the England squad. I think his ban will be finished by then. And then I've put in like a couple of extra. Brighton's fixtures is what I was going to say as well. Brighton's fixtures are quite interesting going forward, and they're beginning to get they're beginning to get their injuries back, Solly Marsh is back and people like that, and they're beginning to play some really nice football. So I went João Pedro.
They're one of the most informed teams at the moment, aren't they?
Exactly. So João Pedro's come back in, and I put a Matoma in there. So I was like, so I've got like Bruno Fernandes and Elanga and Kluivert still like very similar to my team, because the fixtures for the remaining of the season, even with the doubles, which you can nitpick, are quite interesting. So I like it. I like your side though. I am a bit nervous, but I must admit I'm quite happy with the way I'm looking at the moment. Without the wild card, I don't really know when I'm in a wild card. I'm just going to sit on those doublers.
You've still got your bench boost, right?
Wild card, bench boost, triple captain. Triple captain. But it's going to be a tasty end to the season. Either way.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like if all the fixtures don't just pile into 33 and they do get spread out a little bit more, like they could go into 35, 36.
Yeah, right.
Then you spreading out your wild card, but bench boost. There's not going to be the temptation to just smash the bench boost in 33.
No.
You might be able to just spread it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Because when you see fit.
My only player who I don't like in my current squad is Greaves. Everyone else, and Fabianski.
I don't like that guy either.
Did you keep him or did you get rid of him? You got rid of him. But
of course he's gone. Of course he's gone. I couldn't wait to get rid of that guy. Came off at half time for a 0 pointer last week.
He's such a small amount of money though. Like, who are you changing him to? Like,
but the thing is, mate, I need 15 good players. If I'm bench boosting, then you need 2 playing goalies. You need every player to do their part. Yeah, and Greaves ain't doing nothing.
No,
he could go. So true. Just get rid.
Mate.
Yeah, I'm happy with this team as it is. Let's say I'm not saying this is how it's going to land, because chances are it will be completely different. We should know by this time next week, if we record on Friday. We should know at least some of the details of what we'll know who's doubling.
Yes,
I think if you haven't got some like annoying guy like barking up your ass the whole time, then I would say the time to play your wild card is probably next week.
Yeah.
As long as you act like you didn't dead end your team like I did.
No.
Hold out one more week, because you will have all the information you need.
Oh, and let us not forget this season is different. I know we've mentioned this before, but transfers roll through your wild card, whereas before they used to get axed. Whereas, so if you've got some road transfers knocking about before your wild card, you'll have them after, which is very useful in my opinion.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll come back. We'll talk more about wild card next week in a little bit more detail. I'm going to very, very quickly just update everyone with how our free hit went last week for the team takedown, taking on Will's nephew Spike. We were 230 points behind-ish. We're now 244 points behind. That cheeky little monkey Spike, we free hit, he wildcarded. He's always got something. Whenever we get all excited, we're like, right, we're going to get him this week. He just plays a chip as well, and it's like, oh, God. And not only that, he outscored us quite heavily. We got 43 points with a free hit. That it did worse than my team. Let's remind everyone though, differential team. Yeah. 43 points. Another captaincy down the pan with Evan Nilsson, and Spike, he got 56 points. He brought in Bruno Fernandes. Didn't captain him. Captain Wood, like many of us. Another week goes by. It's getting harder to chase that guy. So yeah, next week, and we'll have to talk about it next week, because now we've gone back to our original team. We've got problems, bro.
We've got bad. It's not looking good, man. I'm concerned about what he's going to forfeit now. Like, I don't like it, and I
don't think forfeits.
Forfeits are definitely happening. He's all about the forfeit,
unless he comes at me with a forfeit, I'm not going to give one to him. Do you know what I mean? He's going to have to come at me with that.
I'm concerned because he is a Manchester United fan along with myself, and It might be okay for me. It might not be good for you.
Why am I the one getting stuck?
Because he's that kind of guy. No, it's going to be good.
It's fine. Okay, cool. I'm going to cut this whole bit out. They won't even think about forfeits. Right. Footballer 20 questions.
Ooh, okay, right, let's do this. Come on, Thomas is
Have you got a player for me, Will?
I could do you a player. No worries. What kind? What do you want? Like medium, hard, softy?
Don't give me any of these like Paul Gascoigne ones. You know what I mean? It's too easy.
Okay. I'll give you something. Are you ready?
Yep.
Whenever you're ready.
So ready. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Is this player, if you were to judge him on beauty, is he a 5 and above out of 10?
That's a really really rogue question.
All right, I'm gonna skip it. I'm skipping that question.
I don't know what to say.
You told me enough with your eyes. That doesn't count. Don't answer that. Okay. Okay, right. Is this player currently playing in the Premier League?
No.
Has this player once played in the Premier League?
Yes.
Okay. Has this player played for a top 6 team?
What are the top 6 teams again, Tom?
You know. Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal and Spurs.
Yes.
It's good for asking that, Will. It's good to remind everyone who we're actually saying is top 6. Not the actual top 6, sorry, Newcastle. Nottingham Forest. Okay, so has this player played in another country?
Yes, but I'm going to give you something. Okay, only 10 appearances. The rest have been in the United Kingdom. I'll give you that.
Generous.
Very
generous. Okay. Is this player British?
Yes.
Is this player known for playing his best football for this top 6 team that they played for? Would you associate this player with that top 6 team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Did this player, is the top 6 team that they played for one of the northern teams from Manchester or Liverpool?
No.
Okay. Did this player play for Arsenal?
No.
Chelsea?
Yes.
Okay, right. Chelsea. British. Chelsea.
How many questions is that?
That's 9.
That's 9.
Is this player a midfielder?
Yes.
Is this player often referred to being overweight?
No.
I.e. Fat Frank?
No.
Okay. Not Fat Frank. Okay, fine. That's a shame.
You thought you'd had it. Yeah, I think I've got it. It's going to be Frank Lampard. No, I'm not. It's not that easy, mate.
Okay. British midfield. Chelsea.
Steely look by Thomas.
Trying to get inside your little head.
It's fuzzy at the moment.
Yeah. Just sifting my way through like sausages. You know?
like the monkey was cymbals crashing.
Yeah. Okay. Would you say this is a more attacking-minded midfielder?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, he scored some goals. Sure.
Okay.
Blue is the colour. Football is the game.
I don't want to like waste questions. Like, is he? Because I know that he's British, but trying to think, do I need to say that he's English? And it's because it's a wasted question because he probably is. Is this player an English box-to-boxy defensive-minded centre midfielder?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, that's cool.
Blue is the colour. Football is the game.
Okay.
Sausages for dinner. Sometimes in the rain.
Has this player appeared for Chelsea on more than 100 occasions?
Oh, yeah.
Well, then I should really get it, then, shouldn't I? Mine's gone blank. Can't think of anyone but Frank Lampard.
Super Frank. Frankie Frank. Don't know the Chelsea chants at all.
Who's played them? Honestly, my mind's got so. This hurts sometimes, guys. When you're trying to think of like really obvious stuff. Okay, but did this player? Is he from the Jose Mourinho era and before and up to the Jose Mourinho first era of like I think it was like 2005ish? Was he included in that era? So I think Mourinho, did he come in and around 2005? For the whole of his first stint, up to and including the entirety of Jose Mourinho's first stint at Chelsea, was he there at any point?
No.
So he's there after that point. This is what we're summarising. He's not there anything before and up to and including.
Oh, anything before and including.
Anything before and including.
I'll give you before.
Okay, cool. Thank you. That's 15. English centre midfielder before Jose. I think he's like Scott Minto. Was he like centre midfielder? I can't think of Scott Minto. Was he centre back?
I think you're going to get it. I've got a feeling. I've got an actual feeling in my plums.
My brain's not quite working still.
I'm so happy it's you today, by the way, because if this was me right now, I'd be like, my face hurts.
Yeah.
Everything hurts.
My head is still not great after Andy C, if I'm honest with you, from last week. Really should 100 appearances for Chelsea before Jose. Mate, I got bitten so bad this week. I wore shorts for the first time this year. Got bitten to shreds, right within an inch of my life, watching Evie play football.
What are you doing? Just having a cigarette.
After
I thought you were about to put that up. It sounded like just I've had enough of this.
Oh, got it. It's Dennis Wise.
Is that your fine? Are you actually going to go with that?
Yeah, I've got nothing else.
Okay. I'm going to start with this person's reverse career. Okay, in 2006, this player played for Swindon Town with 0 appearances and 0 goals. Prior to that, in 2006, we were at Coventry City with 13 appearances, 6 goals. Southampton before that. Millwall before that with 85 appearances. Before that, Leicester City. And before that, Chelsea with 332 appearances, 52 goals. And before that, he was part of Wimbledon in the Crazy Gang with Vinnie Jones. And that man is Dennis Wise. Congratulations, TK. I knew he'd get it. Born in Kensington, 5'6", English midfielder, now currently 58 years old.
Man, I'm happy with that. Sometimes you can't get it, and it takes just rubbing ointment on your cars just to get it to you. Just to bring the money home.
Mate, good one. I was just like, who's he going to pick? There's only a few midfielders for Chelsea. In that, right? You did well, actually. And I was like, as soon as it's just going to come to you. And it did. Yeah. Well done, TK. Congratulations.
Thank you, William. Thank you very much. Good one. I like that. I enjoyed that.
That was a good one.
Should we call it there? And see you next week, Will. How's about that?
I think we should call it there. I think that the listeners are very probably like licking their lips at this absolute fantastic narrative and comeback story of FPL that's about to unfold for the latter part of the 2024, 2025 season.
I tell you what, we should make it spicy between me and you. We need like something on this because it's interesting now.
Okay, well then whoever wins the league takes the other one to their club's stadium and watches a game.
Sure.
Old Trafford, and you have to wear the kit. A kit of the
you have to go full kit.
Not full kit, just top. And you have to buy. We have to both buy scarves.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Well, it's going to cost an absolute
fortune. It doesn't have to be Liverpool versus United. It could be any game. Any game.
TBC.
Yeah, leave the comments down below and let us know.
Get in touch, guys. Let us know what you think the forfeit should be between me and Will.
It's got tasty.
It's game on. Right. Thank you very much, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. Leave some comments below.
Smash
and we will be
that
back.
like button. Smash the like button.
And we'll be back next week. Enjoy England tonight.
Yes, sir.
That's a wrap. Hit the music. Woo!